Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the SH Figuarts MECHA FRIEZA from Dragon Ball Z. This is a PB release made in Vietnam, and I think with this release, and I haven't decided for sure, but I think with this release, we can once and for all put the whole Vietnam thing to rest. I think they've got their QC up to snuff with the Chinese factory. I think. We'll see. But this figure, I think, is a long-awaited release for many people. I've wanted a MECHA FRIEZA for a long time. I've seen a lot of customs of him be made. I never made one. But I think a lot of people wanted this, and I think a lot of people are going to be pretty pleased with this. It's mostly a really, really good figure. There are a few things that are definite issues. We're going to talk about all of it, though. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. Alrighty, real quick before we look at the figure, I do want to show you my package. I think it's a good one. Not in love with the color they chose for the background. It's a little drab, but it's not bad, and it does let his color pop a little bit more, so that's okay. I like the image here. The images on the side are okay. On the side here, this one's kind of worthless, but whatever. These look nice. And then on the back, I think they could have blown this up just a little bit. But it's a decent package, and I only talk about the packaging because you guys have asked me to. I don't personally care at all because once I take the figures out, I put the packages in a closet. Okay, so let's do a quick question of the day. I'm going to do two. One, do you save the packaging? If you are an out-of-box collector, do you save the packaging? I do for imports or figures with lots of accessories and things like that, so I can have a place to keep that stuff. When the figures are on the shelf, everything else is in the package in a closet somewhere. That's how I do it. Let me know how you guys do it. And two, did you want MECHA FRIEZA? Alright, I did. Let's go ahead and dive in. This guy stands roughly 12 centimeters. A little bit of lump on top there, but generally 12 is good. And that's going to be about 4 3/4. Alright, so here he is up against Darwin. He's tiny. He's supposed to be tiny. Here he is up against a Marvel Select Captain America, even tinier. But he is supposed to be that small. I didn't think to grab a Goku. Where's my Goku? Dang it, I don't know how I didn't think to grab a Goku, but here he is up against Goku. There you go. So he comes up to Goku's chin, probably. To the top of Frieza's head. Alright, professionalism. Okay, so this guy, I have to say, first glance, looks fantastic. The difference in finishes is such a big deal. Somebody commented on one of my reviews the other day, I think it was for this guy actually, because I always talk about the finishes and the flat finish, and it makes such a difference. This guy has kind of a satin finish for most of his body, which I think is appropriate. Then we have the kind of a satin metallic for the metal parts. We have a flat for a lot of the tan, or maybe not flat, maybe a different matte finish for the tan parts, and then a flatter finish for the, it's almost black, it's not quite black, and then glossy for the purple and green. It's so nice to see the differences. It brings the figures to life. Just having bare plastic does not look good. And yes, Marvel Legends have done flat finishes and it looks nice, but this guy has all kinds of finishes. He has all the finishes, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let's talk about the paintwork. Is it actually any good? And that's why I said I think we can put this thing to rest now. Their paintwork is really clean. It's not absolutely perfect everywhere, but I'm not noticing anything that's going to ruin my enjoyment of the figure. It is very, very clean. I don't see anybody complaining about this paint job. I love the silver they used. It's so metallic and shiny without being like heavy metal flake. It looks really, really good. Really nice finish all the way around. Yes, there could be more paint for things like the mark on his chest or his head. There definitely could be more. You could have some line work painted in there, sure. But I think this guy definitely has enough. He looks pretty darn good. A little bit of an issue right there on the arm. Tiny thing, that's probably just mine though. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. I don't like that so much, unless that's a detail that I just don't remember. The line going down the middle of his chest thingy. Maybe that was in the anime, I don't remember. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm thrilled with this aesthetically, other than the tail, which, if you don't look too close, isn't terrible, but I don't know what they're doing with these tails. Just make them fixed. Like, it doesn't look good, and it's not functionally posable anyway, so that's weird. We'll get to that, but looks really good. Aesthetically speaking, 9 out of 10? Yeah, 9 out of 10. It's expensive, so it could be better, like having some things painted in that aren't, but still really, really, really well done. Okay, so let's move on to the accessories. For the head, you get the neutral kind of smiley head that comes on him in the package. Then you get the teeth gritted head that looks like he's angry smiling, something like that, I don't know. Then you have the angry head where his teeth are gritted. Then you have the yelling head. And they all look pretty darn good. I like them. I think they're nice. We also get interchangeable hands, of course. We have the 2 fist hands and then a variety of other hands. And then lastly, we get a display stand and his body where he has been cut in half. And you have to pop his arms and legs off to put him on there, and his tail. But that's a nice feature. I like that. I think a lot of people are going to use that accessory. So it's not like MECHA FRIEZA had the biggest role to play other than getting chopped up. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm glad they included it. Very nice. Accessory-wise, 9 out of 10. I don't think they could have done a whole lot more other than give us better tails. Ooh, I wanted to mention one other thing in the aesthetic that I forgot to mention, and that is the head. I've heard some people say his head is so big and round. This is actually pretty darn accurate to the anime, and it actually, to me, brings up the question as to whether or not the previous FRIEZA releases should have different looks. I don't really think so. He does look extra round when he comes back. Maybe the other FRIEZAs could have a slightly different head shape, but I think this is accurate, and I can't complain. They do look weird side by side, just don't do that on your shelf, and you'll be fine. Alright, let's talk about the articulation. I don't know why they keep going back and forth between ball hinges and double ball pegs. This is not a good joint. There's no reason that this isn't just on a double ball peg and you can move it everywhere you want. The neck is on a ball peg and it moves everywhere you want, other than they let it catch. The little veins, tendons catch, but other than that, it works fine. This hinge does not. You have to do the ball hinge shimmy to get the head to go in different directions for leaning. It's just annoying. It'll work. It's okay, but it definitely could be better. For the shoulders, they did something that is kind of weird. They gave him shoulder pads. So, I mean, I guess it works. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's weird that they actually gave him shoulder pads, though. Because they're still round shoulders. They could have just done a big old ball hinge in there, rather than having this weird, complex design. They tend to over-design stuff. It's not bad, though. I'm not really complaining. I just don't know that the budget needed to get spent on that. You get a standard butterfly joint in there, and then, of course, the ball peg for the whole thing to move around on. I don't think these needed shoulder pads. I think they could have just been standard ball hinges. Yeah, I mean, this isn't bad, but it's just a strange choice. That did cost money for sure. Alright, and then you do get your bicep swivel, so that's fine. Double jointed elbow, not the best range we've ever seen. Can I get more out of it? No, that's it on that side. Let's try this side. Yeah, it's not the best we've ever seen. A little bit of discoloration in the plastic right here, just a touch. But yeah, it's not bad, but it's not particularly good. Wrists are ball hinges, that's fine. Diaphragm joint is different than your usual FRIEZAs. Ooh, when he leans back, you get a big cavity in his torso. He doesn't lean back super far. Doesn't lean forward super far. Side to side is okay. Most of your posability is going to come down in the lower abdomen, which isn't bad. But his torso is not great. And again, like I said, it's not like MECHA FRIEZA had a whole lot to do other than to die. But I'm not sure that they... Well, at least he looks good. Let's see, maybe the rest of him will pose alright. Alright, so standard... Oh no, what happened here? So only about 45 degrees for the hips for no real good reason. Oh, wait a minute. They're drop downs and they... Why are they drop downs? That's the weirdest thing. So they're mostly designed like standard hips, but they also have a drop down. Instead of having a fixed ball peg, it drops, which I guess is for kicking. I'm not sure that it's okay. It's not ruining the figure, but I'm not sure that that was necessary. It's alright. He can't go out to the side really at all. Going back, not so much. Going forward, just a little bit. Even with the drop down, he only gets to just before horizontal. So, not the best hips. I guess it's not a huge deal, but it is a thing. You have a ball peg for the thigh swivel, so that's a thing. Weird. Alright, and then double jointed knee. Not the best thing we've ever seen, but it'll do. This is the hard plastic in here, so it doesn't have the silver paint on it, but it doesn't look awful. And then for the ankle, it's a ball hinge on a ball peg. It'll wiggle around a little bit in the shin, And then you also get your hinge, which is enough. He's going to stand better than most FRIEZAs. So his body's okay. It's not great. It'll probably be good enough, and it looks good, so that's all right. But let's talk about the tail real quick. Very sculpted tail, but we still have joints. Like, why? What are you going to do with that joint? Nothing functionally. This one's okay. This one, I don't know what they were thinking with this one. It's so weird looking. Just give us fixed tails. Give us 2 fixed tail options. Make them out of cheap plastics and ABS, and it'll be fine. This is weird. Like, I don't see anybody really posing this tail functionally in any way, but it's articulated. Very strange. It's not the most ugly thing I've ever seen, but it's not great. So his articulation for SH Figuarts, he's only going to get a 6. He's not going to pose very well. It'll probably do, but it's not great. This guy's strong suit is definitely the aesthetic, and the accessory, if you count the him getting cut in half thing. I guess his alternate heads are nice too. So, final verdict on this guy. Is it a really good SH Figuarts figure? I wouldn't say it is. Is it really good in some ways? Definitely. Is it worth the money? I don't know at this point. I don't think most figures are worth the money, technically speaking. This one does at least look really good. It looks super really good. It's going to stand out on your shelf. That silver paint's nice. All the other paint's nice. The sculpt is good. So, I guess technically it's good enough. For SH Figuarts, I'm going to give it a 7. It would be a lot higher if it posed better. And the accessories are nice, the aesthetic's nice. I guess you could go 8 if you wanted. I think I'll go 8. I'm going to change it to an 8. It's a good release. It's a PB expensive release, but it does look really nice. So yeah, it'll do. Alright, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, but that's it from me. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. Once I get back to my normal scheduling, I'll have new videos every day but Wednesday, and thousands are already sitting there on the channel for you to watch. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.